this was the first day home with Henry, and Henry would not go to sleep. He wouldn't do it. He refused. And so it's 11 o'clock, midnight. And at this point, I'm like, I'm not going to bed tonight. It's just not going to happen. I need to accept this. And so I was like, fuck it. I'm going to turn on a movie. And I turned on Netflix, and this was the first thing that came up. And I was like, absolutely. I need to know your every thought on this movie.
What? It's fucking awesome, dude. It's a fucking badass movie, man. Like, are you kidding me? Yeah, actually, this movie came up across on my letterbox a lot because it happens to be directed by really a great director, Jaume Collet-Serra, who made a lot of movies like this with Liam Neeson, which are like kind of like these travel-y action thriller movies. He also made some really good horror films. But the past few years, he has been negatively influenced by Dwayne The Rock Johnson to direct fucking some of the worst movies ever. Black Adam and Jungle
Jungle
Cruise,
Cruise. Yeah.
which I've never seen Jungle Cruise, but I've seen Black Adam and it's like the worst movie ever.
Jungle
So
Cruise might be worse.
he's been negatively influenced by Dwayne The Rock Johnson. So it appears he's now free of him and actually making cool movies like Carry On. He has like four thriller films with Liam Neeson in them. Nonstop, The Commuter, Unknown, and Run All Night. And they're all pretty good. I like Nonstop and The Commuter a lot too. Nonstop is like Liam Neeson is like an air marshal. And
Hmm.
in The Commuter, he's like on a train. And it's fucking badass.
Awesome.
It's really cool. They're both really those movies are especially really cool. Unknown and Run All Night are pretty good too. So yeah, I mean like he's a good solid director and Carry On is kind of like a part of that continuum. And I really was quite enamored with it. I thought it was really good. There are things about it that I think are a little wrong. For one thing, it's a movie that valorizes the TSA, which I don't think the TSA are doing any of this shit. I know the movie pokes fun at that. The movie kind of like does these little jokes to kind of like discuss the fact that it is a really difficult job. And I'm willing to recognize that being a TSA agent is probably a very difficult job.
Yeah.
And I don't envy it. But I think pretty much anyone who's ever flown will agree that the TSA is an evil organization that has probably never stopped a terrorist in like 20, 30 years. You know what I mean? Like they're ultimately, I think, kind of useless.
Hmm.
And, I think they exist in order to kind of like hurt people. That's kind of like a really kind of like deep seated criticism that I have about it, in that it valorizes the TSA.
Yeah.
Outside of that, like I like the movie. I thought it was really good, like through and through.
I think the one thing that I kind of wish there was more of, or we could spend a lot more time, which my favorite part of the movie is when Taron Egerton is sitting at the actual fucking conveyor belt thing and Jason Bateman is talking to him and he's trying to figure shit out. I kind of wish that that was more of the movie, or there was a lot more of that, because that moment is so much fun and kind of being stuck in that place and not able to do anything.
It's the most tense part of the movie, probably.
I love everything inside the airport, and I kind of wish they never left the airport. I kind of wish, and this is something that I complain about a lot in movies, which is I'm a huge fan of films that never leave this one space, especially when we're talking like action movies. Like I think of like a movie like Bullet Train, which I love a lot. And what I love about Bullet Train, we never leave
Yeah.
the train. I kind of wish that was with the case with Carry On, where we never leave the airport.
But we never leave the airport. You know
Well,
what
you
I
have
mean?
like the
Like,
stuff with like the
I,
FBI agent, or maybe,
oh
or
yeah, yeah, yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean, like
Maybe
that stuff.
okay, yeah, the FBI stuff is a cliche, right? Of like
Yeah,
the collision between like the regular guy and the person who's investigating it
right.
outright colliding with each other. I understand where you're coming from with that. I like how it starts at the conveyor belt and then they go into the back halls of like the
Yeah,
airport and then they end
that's
up on the
cool.
airplane. Yeah, the FBI agent stuff is maybe not the parts of the movie that I find to be the most alluring.
Yeah, that car fight scene's really weird and wonky.
It sticks out. I saw somebody made a point on Twitter I saw where they were talking about that scene, and it's like this scene is almost like John May maybe getting out all the Dwayne the Rock Johnson kind of isms out of his system. It feels like something out of like a really crappy like action movie starring Dwayne the Rock Johnson. You know what I mean? Like so I think that scene was maybe him getting that out of his system,
Yeah.
in a way.
It's a cool idea. It's a cool premise, but like Alfonso Cuarón did a much more interesting version of that in Children of Men. So it's been done better and it looks super CGE and rubbery. But honestly, like the first thing I thought of when I watched that scene with Argyle and just how rubbery
Yeah,
that
fuck
whole
that shit,
movie
dude.
is.
Yeah, there's something kind of like rubbery, and then like the use of the song too is like I don't find that funny. Like I roll my eyes and I'm just like, oh, who cares, bro? Like I don't give a fuck.
My mom watched this movie too, and her big criticism of this movie is she thinks Jason Bateman's performance was a little underwhelming.
That was really good.
I think he was definitely one of the better parts of the movie. I honestly wish there was more of him in it than there is. Like I love the whole like him being in
He's like
his ear
I love how
pierce.
condescending he is.
He's great. I love that. Just like he's a total asshole and he does a great job. And I almost
It's like his
wish
character in Arrested Development or something like
that's
that,
what I was thinking, like Arrested Development.
or he's like condescending to all his like family and stuff.
Yeah. I didn't know if you'd have fun with this movie or not because it is a Netflix original, but
They should make a movie like this every single week. That would be the ideal situation.
probably not though, because movies like this are a lot more expensive to make than Princess Switch 27. Unfortunately, I don't know, just action movies in general. I feel like there hasn't been a lot of. Thinking of like the 2024 season. I mean, were there really that many?
Argyle.
Argyle. That's right. Argyle did come out in 2024. Yeah, I think we just need to get back to just a good middle of the road,
That's
mid-budget
right.
action movie.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what they did in Carry On. It's good.
We
This is
need
what
it.
people want anyway. They
It's
don't
what the
want
people
like
want.
Argyle. That shit sucks.
No, fuck that. Argyle's garbage. Total and utter garbage. Which we've talked about. If you want to listen to our episode, it is on the after show, so you all can listen to that. But no, Carry On's good time. That's good.